Hey everybody, it's Mitch, and welcome to my next video. Today we're going to be doing another Naruto character description, and today we're going to be talking about Haku from Naruto. So first off, if you haven't seen the show, spoilers. Most of the stuff is fairly early on in the show, so yeah, but there's going to be some stuff from much later, and just be aware of that. Anyways, let's get into it. So. Haku. Well, he is a character that we meet pretty early on during the first real arc of the show, where Squad 7 goes off to help the bridge. You see a couple of assassins that are hired, those being Zabuza and Haku. And, well, Haku is one of those assassins, of course. So Haku is going to be someone that we don't see right away in this arc. He kind of just lurks in the shadows. Originally, you think he's just a tracker ninja, but it isn't too long after that that you see that he is indeed working with Zabuza. You see that he's very loyal to Zabuza, very cautious, very intelligent. Just a kid, though. I mean, the guy's like, I don't know, probably around 12 or something. Like, he's not exactly old by any means. So you see him fighting. The first time that you see him in the show is after Zabuza gets taken down by Kakashi. Kakashi's about ready to deal the final blow to Zabuza, and Haku, who just introduces himself as a tracker ninja, takes him out with some senbon, and then gets away with the body, temporarily tricking everyone. Kakashi figures it out later, not too much later, but by that point the battle's over, and there's no reason to have and that's kind of it. So yeah. So we see that while Zabuza is recovering, you see Haku, threaten Gato when Gato tries to intimidate him. You see him take out Tazuna's thugs pretty easily. I mean, he doesn't kill them, but he does disarm them and make them run away scared. He really makes his presence known. It isn't too long after that you see Haku go out to grab some medical herbs, where he sees Naruto passed out in the middle of the woods. And of course, he recognizes Naruto from the run-in earlier when he saved Zabuza. Haku saved Zabuza, and Naruto was an enemy. And Haku had the perfect opportunity to kill Naruto right then and there. He could have very easily finished him off. Naruto was out cold, sleeping in the middle of the woods, alone, where no one could have, and he had no support. Like, Haku could have very easily killed him right there, but he chose not to. Haku chose to spare Naruto and instead just wake him up and have a chat with him. And it was a very interesting chat. Now, Naruto immediately mistook Haku for a girl because Haku looks very feminine. Like, Haku's probably the original trap in anime, let's be real. At least as far as I know, he's the first one I've ever seen. But anyways, they kind of do their medicine picking and have some talks about, Haku talks to Naruto about, how when there's someone that you care about and want to protect, that makes you truly strong. Because that's how he feels with Zabuza. And he really instills that in Naruto. That's a message that Naruto carries for, like, the rest of the show. Haku really informed Naruto's character more than pretty much anyone, really. Like, Haku, he may have not have stuck around for very long. We'll get into that in a minute, but holy crap, did he have a major impact on the show. Like, yeah, Naruto really learned a lot from him. But anyways, so you see that happen. Eventually he leaves after, having that nice heart-to-heart with Naruto. He runs into Sasuke. Sasuke immediately seems suspicious, but not enough to do anything. So that goes without incident. But anyways, we see him again, of course, on the Battle of the Bridge when he fights against Squad 7. Originally, he fights against Sasuke and does quite well. He's able to use jutsu with just one hand, which I don't think I've ever seen any other ninja in that show be able to do. It seems unique to Haku. I don't know how he pulled that off. Haku's crazy skilled, which is insane, but he's also soft, as Zabuza puts it. So, anyways, he fights Sasuke. He's gets rid of one of Sasuke. He blocks one of Sasuke's hands and then shoots needles at him. Sasuke's able to keep up with him though for a good while, up until Haku uses his crystal ice mirrors, at which point Sasuke becomes pinned down and is unable to fight. Naruto is in the perfect position to help out, but is an idiot and goes inside to help because, of course, he is. And when that happens, they both end up pinned down. Naruto just starts blasting shadow clones in an attempt to try and bust through, which is pretty much useless, but it does give Sasuke a good glimpse of what's going on. And due to the heat of battle and watching his friend getting pummeled, it starts to trigger his Sharingan to activate. And after a few rounds of that, you see Sasuke actually awaken his Sharingan in his fight against Haku. Now, in this originally Haku was not fighting with the intent to kill. He was aiming only for, superficial wounds, despite the fact that he has deadly accuracy and could have easily killed him anytime he wanted. Like this, if Haku was actually trying from the start, the fight would have lasted like 2 seconds. As soon as he got inside the crystal ice mirrors, Sasuke would have been dead, and then once Naruto got in there, like he would have also died. But Haku isn't like that. Haku, he doesn't like killing, especially kids. Like adults is one thing, but kids his own age, he's too kind of a person to really be able to do that. So anyways, he was fighting. Before Naruto jumped in though, Zabuza actually tried to kill Naruto and threw Shuriken, and pretty sure Naruto would not have been able to defend against that. However, Haku threw his Zenbone at Zabuza's Shuriken to protect Naruto and stop the Shuriken with his deadly accuracy. Sakura and Tazuna thought it was luck, but no, that was Haku deliberately stepping in and stopping those Shuriken and saving Naruto. And being able to do that requires some pretty skilled accuracy. So it really does show the level of skill that Haku possessed. So after the Sharingan awakens, Haku started getting a little more serious, but Sasuke was too fast. So Haku decided to go for Naruto in order to try and as a trap to try and take down Sasuke. And Sasuke got hit by the attack, but was able to send Haku flying and deliver a decent blow to him, knock him out for a minute. Then you see the whole parting words where you think Sasuke dies. Spoiler alert, he doesn't. Haku was too soft and couldn't actually kill him. He just paralyzed him. However, Naruto did not realize this, and after seeing Sasuke die, so Sasuke awakened his Sharingan because he felt the need to protect himself and Naruto, and he saw the shape Naruto was in. Naruto then, after Sasuke awakened his Sharingan and sacrificed himself to protect Naruto, Naruto got pissed and the Nine Tails chakra slipped out, and Haku was unable to affect Naruto at that point because the Nine Tails chakra, even though only a little had slipped out, was just too dense for his Senbone to penetrate. Um, Haku's weapon of choice is quite deadly, but not so much if you have any sort of armor, which his chakra kind of provided him a little bit. So that was able to protect him from a precision weapon like that. So anyways, after that, Naruto proceeded to pummel the crap out of Haku. He knocked the mask right off of. He punched him clean in the face, breaking his mask, and yeah, which is when you see his face. And Naruto saw his face, realized that it was the same kid he saw the other day, that he helped out in the woods, that he thought was a girl, and he stopped, and he couldn't bear to actually hurt him anymore, despite the fact that like this guy killed his friend. At least he thought he did. As I said, it turns out he didn't. But as far as anyone could tell, yeah, like Haku had killed Sasuke, and Naruto just couldn't bring himself to do it. And after that, you hear Haku's backstory, where apparently, as a kid, he grew up with his mom and dad, and things were nice until he discovered his Kekkei Genkai, the fact that he could create stuff. And his mother saw this and was very, very mad because she had that power too, but she was hiding it because she knew if anyone found out that they'd kill her, which they did because her dad saw what Haku had done. And yeah, I don't know if I said her dad, his dad. It's so hard to keep that straight. Anyways, Haku, then after witnessing his father kill his mother with a lot of the other people in the village, you could see Haku's father was not happy about this. He was crying as he was trying to kill Haku. But Haku, something snapped in Haku, and he lost control of his power and ended up killing them all. In self-defense, and this really traumatized Haku. It was after that he went to a larger city. I think it was just the Mist Village, and he became a beggar. Zabuza saw him and was and they formed a partnership. And Zabuza decided to use him like a tool. And Haku was grateful for that because, honestly, Haku felt that before he met Zabuza, he no longer had a reason to live. He was just scrounging out an existence and just a meaningless existence. And Haku gave him a purpose to be his tool for war. And despite the fact that Haku really didn't care for that, it gave him a reason to live. So he was very grateful, and Zabuza became very precious to him because of that. And he was willing to sacrifice his own life and do whatever he needed to protect Zabuza and his dream, which is just sad. Like, it's just beyond sad, and like very much Naruto's reaction. Like, he had a really hard time understanding Haku's reasons for doing that. Like, he could relate because people looked at him the same way for most of his life, but at the same time, like, things had gone differently for him. So, and he never he didn't have someone like Zabuza. Like, it wasn't a terrible person like Zabuza who was the first person to recognize him. It was Iruka, who was not a terrible person. So anyways, after that, Haku finds himself to be useless, and he's begging Naruto to kill him. And he's sorry that Naruto has to do it. Naruto finally gets up the gall to do it. He doesn't want to, but eventually Haku talks him into it, because Haku's basically given up at this point. Despite the fact that Naruto no longer has the Nine Tails chakra surging through him, and honestly, Haku could probably beat him at this point, but it's whatever. Don't fully understand Haku's motivations on that one. But that's when Kakashi is about ready to deal the final blow to Zabuza, and Haku senses this. And right as Naruto's about to deal the final blow, Haku stops him and uh, goes to save Zabuza. He takes out Kakashi's summoning dogs, um, and then jumps in front of the blow in order to save him, sacrificing his own life. And not only that, but after Kakashi ran his Chidori through him, like Haku grabbed Kakashi's wrist and twisted it and held on so that after he died, Kakashi wouldn't be able to easily remove his hand from Haku, giving Zabuza an opportunity to slice through him. Well, slice through them both. Like Haku knew that his corpse would be just desecrated immediately by Zabuza in order to take out Kakashi, but he was willing to do that to give Zabuza a chance, just to sacrifice his own life and everything. And Kakashi does manage to get away and prevent Zabuza's attack from hitting both him and Haku. He then, after getting away, is able to remove Haku's body from his arm, and then he proceeds to beat the crap out of Zabuza. Yeah. But that's more of a tale for what happens next. Haku does learn about later when he gets reincarnated by Kabuto. And he is very, very touched when he hears about what Zabuza did after. Naruto actually had a talk with Zabuza. Sorry, I'm starting to tear up. Like, this is like really emotional stuff. And anyways, so Naruto decided to. So he talked with Zabuza about Haku, because Zabuza's still super cold and he was only a tool. I didn't care about him. And Naruto's like, that's just so cold. You're a terrible person. I can't stand you. Haku, gave his whole life to you and you didn't care. And he really lays into him and really gives him the guilt trip of a life. And it isn't long after that Zabuza tells him to shut up, and you can see tears hitting the ground as Zabuza starts crying because he's no longer able to keep his emotions suppressed. And as such, he asks Naruto for his kunai because both his arms are paralyzed thanks to Kakashi. Sorry, that was really making me tear up there. So Zabuza takes the kunai from him in his teeth and proceeds to just wail on Gato and his men, who had shown up the last minute and had started desecrating, kicking Haku's corpse, which is kind of what prompted Naruto to be so upset. That will be key. Zabuza then proceeded to take out a lot of Gato's men. He took out Gato himself. He ended up getting killed in the process because he, couldn't use his arms. And he ended up going down. Naruto and that ended up finishing off Gato's men after he had finished. Zabuza had taken out Gato himself. After which they decided to. After which Kakashi went to Zabuza, who was still alive. He was just clinging on to life with a bunch of spears sticking out of his back. And he asked Kakashi for a request to bring him to Haku. Now, they had changed a number of these details, including this in the recap, which drives me nuts a little. But Kakashi then carried him to Haku's side, and Zabuza is then able to, he forces himself to move his arm so that he can touch Haku's face. and as he looks at him before he dies. Um, you know, yeah, sorry, it makes me tear up a little. But anyways, as when they got reincarnated, Kakashi told um, Haku about this, and Haku was very, very moved. Um, you then see things go crazy, like Haku, they become unable to control their bodies because that's how the reanimation jutsu works. Um, some stuff, some shenanigans go down, but uh, Kakashi goes to try and take out Zabuza again. He has this nice plan. Haku jumps in to protect him, and just like before, Kakashi ends up running Haku through. Meanwhile, Zabuza slices through Haku in order to get a scratch on Kakashi, who was not able to fully avoid it this time. Now that they're reincarnated and all that. But he did eventually manage to take him out. But you kind of see the whole thing play out again, which, I mean, yeah, it really messes up the memories there. It was nice that Haku got to learn of what happened after his death, of how like Zabuza actually did care about him, something he never knew. Um, so yeah, that was in that he actually died. Um, you know, in his last moments, he actually died honoring Haku. Like that, like meant the world to him when he found out after being reincarnated. But other than that, honestly, the whole reincarnation thing was pretty bad. And holy crap, it's such a touching thing, and I literally just watched it, so um, it's hard for me not to tear up a little when I see that. But yeah, Haku, great character. He informed Naruto so much. Um, like Naruto's character was very, very much based off of Haku. Like he learned a lot from him. Anyways, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. That really helps me out. Maybe subscribe to the channel for more Naruto character reviews. We mostly do D&D stuff on this channel, but particularly D&D 3.5. But we do keep up these Naruto character reviews, so check that out. But anyway, maybe ring that notification bell so you never miss out on a video. But anyways, as always, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you.